But the first thing we can talk about here is this concept of sound doctrine. Okay.
Right. Yep.
And I'm with you. There needs to be sound doctrine. Okay, but we need to
But
define what
we
sound.
have to, though, as teachers, we have
Yeah.
to teach sound doctrine.
Yeah. We need
Otherwise,
sound
we're
doctrine.
gonna be creating heresies. We're gonna be teaching the wrong things to others.
Right. I agree. And you would agree that heresy is a deviation from the will of God and what he has prescribed as worship in his word. Would you agree with that?
I do. Like what
Okay.
that's just what I said. You are
Right,
free
right.
to do whatever you want.
Well, we know we're, as Christians especially, we're not free to do exactly what we want. You would agree that we're not allowed to have affairs with
Oh,
with
I'm not talking
right.
about that. I'm talking about
Okay.
worshiping the Lord.
Well, I would argue that obedience would be worship. Would you agree?
Uh, yes, of course.
Okay.
Well,
So
the
I
Lord,
just wanted to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, brother.
the Lord, right? We have okay. Real Christians who are saved, who have the Holy Spirit, right? Ephesians 1:13 says clearly, as soon we accept the gospel with our heart, right? We are sealed with the Holy Spirit. So as soon the Lord seal us, right? Like Paul says, he put his Holy Spirit on us and his laws.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to point this
preach,
out for you, brother. So I just wanted to read out what Paul says, because I agree we need to have sound doctrine. But he says here, as I urged you when I came into Macedonia, remain in Ephesus that you may charge some of them that they teach no other doctrine, which is along the same lines as what you're saying. You're right, brother.
right?
Nor give heed to fables and endless genealogies, which cause disputes rather than godly edification, which is in faith. Now, the
Right?
purpose of the commandment is love from a pure heart, right? That's the reason for the commandments, is that they're to be walked out in love, right?
Yeah.
From a good conscience and from sincere faith, from which some, having strayed, having turned aside to idle or empty talk, desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say nor the things which they affirm. But we know that the law is good if one uses it lawfully. The circumcision party who were saying that, hey, these laws are a prerequisite for salvation. You need to do this because you actually haven't inherited anything. You haven't inherited salvation. You don't get the covenants. You don't get the promises until you actually go through our ritual of circumcision, which would make you a Jew in our prescribed manner. You have to do that. So that is an unlawful use of the law. And so knowing this, that the law is not made for a righteous person, but for the lawless and insubordinate, for the ungodly and for the sinners. Okay, so he's saying, hey, the law is not for those who know what to do because they look at the law, they obey it, they love it, but it's actually shown for those who don't follow it, to show that you're condemned for doing the things that the law says, right? Like the speed limits, or the cops giving you tickets, they would say, hey, this law is meant for those who break it, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have to obey the laws anymore, just because it's not the law and the punishment behind it is not meant for the obedient, right? And just one more point here, just let me clear up here this sound doctrine thing. But it says, for the unholy and profane, this is who the law is for the unholy and the profane, and for the murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers. That's Genesis 9 and 6, and that's Exodus 20 and 13. And for fornicators, that's Deuteronomy 22, 13 through 21.
Okay.
For sodomites, that's Leviticus 18:22. For kidnappers, that's Deuteronomy 24, verse 7. And for liars, that's Exodus 20:16. For perjurers, that's Leviticus 19:12. And then here's the crescendo. Here you go. And if there's any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine, okay, according to the glorious gospel of the blessed God, which is according to my trust. So I would argue that the law, the Torah in Hebrew, is actually sound doctrine. So it says, for I give you good doctrine. Do not forsake my Torah. Do not forsake my law.
I don't know what Bible you're using, though.
This is New King James Version. What translation would you like?
My Bible doesn't say that.
Well, you don't have Proverbs 4:2?
Wait a second. See, the problem is, Okay. You haven't understand. You need to let me finish it. You interrupt.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to define
What
our term.
about, how about let's set 20 minutes, you talk, and then I'll talk after.